going on, everybody? I'm here in Chicago. It's swelteringly hot out, so I got the AC running, and I apologize. It's probably creating some background noise. Thanks for coming, everybody. We should just get going. I'm not exactly the most telegenic person. Why GarageBand? Because it's what came with my computer. This channel is called Jam Econo, and I'm not an expert in mixing or engineering at all. And I understand that there's like Reaper and maybe there's a version of Fruity Loops that's free too. But I'm really not a person to go to if you're looking for advice about mixing. This is going to be more of a writing event stream. It's really kind of like all about what you are comfortable with using, I think. I've just been fooling around with GarageBand and I guess Logic, which costs a lot more money, for a long time. So it just felt like the natural thing to use. Should probably tune up. So let's get going, I guess. I'll just start writing something. I got my project open here. This is typically how it looks when you open it. You got one audio track. And I already got my mic coming through it because one thing I realized in the process of setting this up is that you should probably have a USB mic if you're streaming that's distinct from your interface inputs. Because the way I have it set up now, I have to basically run my own voice through GarageBand in order for everyone to be able to hear me, which is not ideal. So when I record, we'll see what happens. I have no idea. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the I clicked away from the chat, so I can see people posting in it, but I have no idea what it says. Hold on one second. Yeah, I think it's just like what I learned on. There's really like no special reason why I like GarageBand. I think it's probably not that great. And honestly, people show me stuff that GarageBand can do all the time that I didn't even know it could do. So, but it's also like an Apple specific product. I've heard that Reaper's really good. Never actually tried it. So, when I'm trying to think about writing a screamo song, I'm probably going to start with the tempo. It's like the first thing to settle on, right? And in this case, I'm probably going to want to choose maybe a high tempo because it's a screamo song. So we're talking somewhere like above 160, probably closer to 180. And because I'm recording, I'm probably going to be a little conservative about my tempo because I want this to happen without too many hiccups. And I think most of the stream is going to be like people watching me trying to play the same thing over and over again and not doing an amazing job of playing it. So you get to see how the sausage is made. It's not pretty. So I'm thinking, yeah, probably like a tempo of about 160, 170. Oh, what string gauges do I have? Yeah, I do play in an open C. I think I'm playing like 52 tens right now, which is probably a little too big for the nut that I have on it currently. I mean, the lower strings all fit very nicely, but my upper string's a little higher, riding a little higher than it probably should be, and I should take it to a shop to get that fixed. But I was playing with the more appropriately sized strings until a few weeks ago, and I just decided I didn't quite have enough punch, so I moved to 52 tens. Diodario XLs. I got a package around here somewhere. You want to see exactly what strings I got? It's back here. Now this is like one thing I do believe in splurging in, because the thing about strings is that they wear out really quickly, unless you, oh my gosh, unless you replace them with something that's more durable. I used to use like spiders and Ernie balls and Jeepers Creepers. That stuff just does not hold up, and especially if you, oh, you know, I need to turn up a little bit more. Let me just turn up the whole thing, the whole dang shebang. Is that better? Can you hear me now? Am I louder? I should be pretty loud now. Okay, yeah, so I use 1052s, I use Diodario NYXLs, and when you use thinner gauge strings, you don't get as much punch, and when you use cheaper strings, you just get a lot of wear really quickly. And the wear translates to wear in the guitar too, because rusty strings mess up your neck a lot faster because there's like all sorts of added friction and stuff, and they don't sound as good. Yeah, thank you for editing me or letting me know if I'm a little quiet, because I have never used OBS before. I've never streamed before. I have no idea how this is going to go. Anyway, we're selecting a tempo. Yeah, I'm thinking probably like 170. Link my cursor back. Yeah, I turn myself up though. It's okay. I'm not peeking out by any means. I could also talk closer to the mic. That's probably giving you some crazy proximity effects. So yeah, we selected 170 over here in GarageBand. I need to make a channel too for my guitar. Oh, I muted myself. Should I turn down now? Oh, look, I'll split the difference. How about that? That's somewhere in between where I was before and turned up to. Yeah, talking closer to the mic sounds way better. Then it sticks in my face. I'll try and lean over more regularly. Anyway, we're selecting our. Why does I keep? We're selecting our sim now for the guitar. I usually use this thing in stock GarageBand plugins. It's kind of like a Marshall style without distortion, just like high gain overdrive. You can add fuzz obviously down here, and I found that sounds pretty good. Either that or like the classic drive one if I'm looking for like a little bit more intensity, I guess, a little bit more distortion. Getting the guitar back. Yeah, I remember Tay-Zonde. Chocolate Rain, you remember that? Am I dating myself right now? I always think about, I move my face away from the mic to breathe, or I look away from the mic to breathe, whatever it was. Cool. I should probably tune. I don't think I've done that yet. People were yelling at me pretty hard in the last video, huh? For not tuning beforehand. I thought that was pretty funny. I actually had tuned, but I had to retake the video, and I banged my headstock, and the volume was turned down pretty low. So when I reshot the video, I was out of tune slightly and didn't notice, and then just had to upload it because I ran out of time. Things happen. Everybody loves listening to you tune. That's why I recommend getting one of those headstock tuners, so you can tune while like the vocalist is trying to talk, and everyone's trying to like talk with their friends in the audience for a second. This is what you want to be hearing. Heck yeah. All right, so I really, I guess, would appreciate some direction. What is it that everybody out in Radio Land wants to hear me write? Do you want to hear like something melodic, something noisy? I started this whole idea without really having anything to go on, so I could just start playing stuff and see what happens. It's too noisy. I can turn down. How's that? Is that better? Might have to tolerate not the best tone if people are just finding all bridge too noisy. Better? I did have practice earlier today, so in theory I should be like warmed up and stuff. Thank you. Awesome. Good to hear. Good volume. Jerome's Dream, huh? Maybe we should like listen to a song for inspiration real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright strike for doing that, but maybe I'll do it without you. If I recall, like, you know, a lot of their songs are pretty noisy. They're from Connecticut, so I should know more about this because I grew up there. But it's a band that I've never really given too much time to be perfectly honest. Yo, thank you. All right. I'm gonna listen on my own for a second, and you just get to watch me with no volume. Okay, that was, I think, sufficient to refresh my memory. I just dipped into the song real quick. Have I ever done anything Evol era Sonic Youth sounding? No. That's another band that I honestly don't spend a whole lot of time with. But I think there's like some Sonic Youth tunes that I really mess with, and then others that I find more challenging, I guess. Their catalog is really broad, though. I'm definitely a big Kim Gordon fan. All right, sorry. I'm situating myself here. There's so many windows to click through. So, that song I was listening to, it started with like a really noisy thing, and it was like mostly feedback. I don't think I'm gonna really be able to affect that right now because I don't have an amp. But it wasn't terribly technical. It was mostly just noisy. And boy, am I familiar with that. And I think there's probably some panic chords going on in there. So maybe we're looking at like a... Yeah, Kim Gordon's pretty cool. Maybe we're looking at like some kind of like panic chord intro. Should I try and back up a little bit more? Can you see my hands while I'm messing around? No, I have not heard that song, but I'll have to give it a listen. I'll make a list of every stuff that people drop in the chat and try and give it some time later. So one thing I try and do when I'm writing stuff that's a little bit more dissonant is still kind of try and figure out a way to get the harmony in there. So I think we'll probably do this in C just for ease of time, and I'm kind of familiar with, in this tuning, what panic chords work well, I think. And like one thing I noticed about them being Jerome's Dream is that they definitely do that thing where they go back and forth between really, really dissonant and really, really harmonic. So I think it makes sense to try and find some harmonic balance even in the really dissonant stuff that we're doing. Kind of fun. It's really silly, but we can do layers here too. I think that might be, this might be a 2-guitar song. Jerome's Dream has 2 guitarists. Trying to figure out what kind of rhythm I want to go with. I do like the idea of it being a little funky, kind of bouncy, you know. I think maybe I want to give those first 2 panic chords the same amount of time. Have I ever listened to Hum? Yeah, definitely. Hum's great. They've definitely experienced a real resurgence of late. Okay, so let's see if we can start putting some notes down, huh? I think we'll get it. Let's rip. Let's rip some rec chords, as they say. I kind of played that last one wrong, but you know, it might be so wrong that it's right. It might actually be what we want to do. So this sounds like an intro to me, but maybe it'll be kind of like a building intro. Oh yeah, I'm recording myself at the same time, so we can just delete this. We don't need that. Is there some kind of like crazy latency problem because of OBS? Or am I just tripping? Oh, you know what it is? I just played out of time. Classic. I gotta turn myself down a little bit. so I can hear that dang old metronome a lot better. That was a little sloppier, but we can either, I think, clean it up or just deal with it not being perfect. Ooh. A little bit of feedback. Yeah, you know what? This is honestly like way more in like mile marker territory than it is Jerome's dream, and I apologize for that. But we're already heading down that path, and I'm just gonna make it happen. Yeah, I'm not surprised my stream is lagging a bit. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. My internet is trash. I apologize. I hope it's not like completely unwatchable. I can go over and look at it for a second myself. Yeah, sorry folks. Here, let me make sure I got nothing else using up bandwidth right now. Collapse. That's there. We're devoting 100% of my internet to streaming now. Is that better? Alright, let's listen back again. I like it. So maybe what this needs is just like another riff that kind of builds on top of it. Let's anneal this. I muted myself. Let's loop it. I have so many windows open right now. I gotta figure out how to give myself more space so I can look at the actual chat. Yeah, cool. I mean, I closed everything else that was using internet, so this is all the bandwidth I have is for this now. We've got a looped section here. I'm gonna play along with it for a while, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking funky second guitar for sure. Might take me a minute to come up with something cool, but that's the idea. That time my volume is off. I don't know if that counts as muting myself. I wish I had the coordination to mute myself when I burp and pass gas, but probably not going to happen. I think I've already burped on stream several times. I think something like that. Either that or like a single note thing. Maybe. I'm making something hard for myself, and it's going to result in me just doing the same thing over and over again for a while. Oh, shoot. Oh, I could do a little open thing there too. Let's try that for a second. Yeah, like trying to come up with something that like bounces off rhythmically. Put phaser on that second guitar. Yeah, I can do that. Give me a second. Something like that. Something that bounces opposite to it. There's got to be like a final variation, I think, too. But that's good for the beginning. Let's hit record. Okay, I'm glad you know the word syncopation. Yeah, syncopation, exactly. Alright, I remembered. You ever do that? You ever hit record and then just instantly forget what you were doing? I certainly hope it's going to be saved. I'm not entirely sure though. I think I selected that as an option. I think YouTube saves live. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. Do they just save all live streams? Is anyone else here a streamer? Do you know these things? Yeah, I mean, ideally, I could like cut this down later and make more content out of it too. Just to practice. Yeah, I thought it does save them automatically, but I've never done this before, so I wasn't entirely sure. All right, so that's one. I think I got to make a final variation though. Like I don't love the way that sounds over that other version of this rhythm. Oh, let's get rid of this loop. Too much pan. But yeah, let's separate those guitars a little bit. It's not, timing wise is not perfect here, but this is a demo, so we're going to tolerate that. Yeah, that's cool. I've been in mostly one guitar bands, and it's a really cool challenge to kind of try and figure out how you're gonna do like the lower harmony and the higher harmony at the same time. Uh, I have less patience these days, so I don't write as much stuff like that. But I had a project that I was working on for a while that may never see the light of day, but if it does, then you get to see some cool like one guitar parts that I wrote. Oh yeah, I am not about to stream for 12 hours. I don't. I think we're on about a half hour in right now. I don't think I'm gonna make it past 2. We shall see though. I gotta finish this dang song. I think I think we need to put a kick in here so that the timing sounds more tolerable. I could also quantize this, but I don't. I think if I had to guess, based on my experience using GarageBand's quantize feature, that's like a rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now, especially with something that's at all syncopated. So let's get some drums going here. Should I get my keyboard out? Probably. Or I could just type on my computer. The problem is that my laptop is precariously balanced on top of a bunch of books right now. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'd have to pair it and everything. We're gonna be careful. Yeah, maybe that's how I'll finally go out. I'll just do a screamo stream until like I'm done, until I'm dead. Just keep writing screamo songs. Okay. We got drums. I think I'm just gonna put down a little like funky little disco thing here to begin with, so that I don't lose the sense of time as much. Oh, I'm recording over myself. I gotta arm a track or two, or unarm a track or two. More times than I needed to, but we're good. Let me just make sure all this is aligned here. I think it's probably fine. Fine enough. That moved my laptop pretty significantly from its initial perch. Slamming my fingers down on the little keyboard. So I'm just dragging those kicks so that they get, lined up with the beats, so it sounds in time enough. And the drums are going to save me here in terms of making everything else sound a lot less drifty. So when I show this to my bandmates, they're not going to be like, what was he even thinking? What was he doing? He's out of his mind. Yeah, exactly. 12 hours of the same exact click and me not playing something perfect. Well, maybe after hour 10 or so, it'd start to sound pretty good. Hopefully I would have learned it by then. Should I extend that beforehand? Probably. Gotta make it so that it loops in the right spot. Oh, I'm a fool. There we go. I still need my last variation on the guitar too. I got sidetracked. I'd move away from the mic to burp. So maybe I'm kind of breaking into something slightly more melodic with the other guitar when that last variation happens. I just need to figure out what it's going to be. Oh, the police are outside. I wonder what that's about. I live right on a really busy street. If you couldn't tell by all the car noise in my videos. Yeah, I could do a hit. I was thinking of also maybe just doing like a hi-hat through it. This is just to like keep time for now. But I'll do a little bit of embellishment on top of what we got this far for sure. Someone suggested phaser on this guitar too. That's a really funny idea. We're definitely gonna do that. Yeah, it's Stuart Copeland. He heard I was trying to play the drums. He's not happy. I'm just gonna double this so that I don't have to drag stuff around as much. Okay. Good enough. Good enough for a final variation, I think. I think the bass line is gonna be where the magic really happens with this. So we gotta figure out how to work that into. And I'm trying to decide right now whether I want to play bass or whether I want to just plink that out on the MIDI keyboard. Because then I'd have to dig my bass out, which would be a whole project on stream. So I'm thinking MIDI. If there's anything I deeply regret about doing this, it's that I forgot my headphones. Left them right in the practice space. Okay, so let's see how this sounds. We'll see. We'll see if I feel like digging the bass out. It's under my bed. I'm gonna have to make a big mess to get it out. Oof, what am I doing right now? I don't think I want to automate all this right now. It's fine if it's not perfectly the same volume. I don't love that now that I'm listening back to it, but I think we're obviously going to keep that last part. Because I kind of played it in unison and I didn't mean to do that. So I got to figure out this off time thing. just do it again? Did I just play the same thing over and again? I know. That was it. That was what I wanted to do. It's not perfect, but in the interest of moving things along, I think I'm going to settle on that being an acceptable second guitar part for our final variation. Let's make the phaser happen. I think that's something I can do. Does this work? I gotta mute. I'm gonna open up the ceiling a little bit more. If we're doing this, we're gonna go big. I just realized there's 2 LFOs here. I was like turning all these knobs thinking it's all connected to the same thing. I don't know why I thought that. Turn up the feedback. That's a little too crazy, I think. Let's mute everything. Hold on. There we go. I do love that rhythm. It's fun. Someone's gonna steal it now that I'm doing it on stream. I think really like I'm treating this first riff like it's the main riff, and I think really it's secondary. I think so. Maybe we want this more down the middle and louder, actually. Someone wanted me to fill out this drum part too real quick. I'll do that before we move on, before we come up with another section. That only took, what, 40 minutes? I'll take it. That wasn't bad. I wrote 20 seconds worth of music in 40 minutes. What, like some hi-hats and stuff probably? Yeah, I can scroll up in a second, but the phaser was a good suggestion. I love filter sweep. Did all of this get... What happened? I think I have to drag each of these individually into position. You love it. You love it when GarageBand does something weird. Yeah, I don't recall playing it like that. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, huh? How we doing here? I need one here. Just GarageBand thinks it knows what it wants or what I wanted, and boy did it not get it right. Okay, just a few more here. I think maybe I need to put one at the beginning again if I'm going to loop this. Yeah. Wow, Feedback City, huh? Just astonishing that I forgot my headphones. Oh, I'm just getting bitrate warnings. I was like, what's going on? Am I getting hacked or something? Okay, I get it. My internet's very slow. Probably doesn't help that I just opened a browser. Have I ever heard of the band Lord Snow? Yeah, in fact, I have some mutual friends with them. We're not homies by any means, but ooh. What happened to my other thing? Okay, I think we're good. Probably leave that open. Thank you for saying that you like it. That's good. All right. I'm satisfied. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, I think we're gonna loop this whole shebang like twice. I muted myself. That's the end of the intro. Let's see, what's our runtime looking like at this point on the song, not the stream. We're about an hour in on the stream, I know. I'm gonna try and get through at least 2 more sections. Hey, what's up, Dave? Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're writing a screamo song from scratch. The prompt was something that sounds like a Jerome's Dream song, and that's very far from where we're going now, but that's okay. So I think maybe we want drum fill out of this. 8 beats? Ooh. Yeah, shout out Dave, Tomb Tree Tapes, Zegama Beach. Yeah, we're not gonna get too crazy with it. I gotta turn myself down a little bit. I'm sorry. I get this persistent little ringing going on. Hopefully that's still loud enough for folks. What am I doing? Yeah, good enough. Good enough for government work. Oh, I gotta zoom in a little bit. I plugged my mouse in, so this would be slightly easier for me. And I'm just not using it. Because I'm instinctively reaching for my trackpad, which is way further away and up. But I also don't have a mouse pad, so it's a little janky. Kind of a bummer. I've been fortunate to receive a couple of little Flow sponsorship offers through the channel, but nobody has offered to send me a mouse pad yet, which would be nice. I'll take it. Let's talk about what we're gonna do next. I think we want like something bigger. This ended up being a little bit more melodic, so maybe we'll try and figure out how to work noise into this next section as well. I'm just using I'm using the tuning that I typically have this guitar in, which is just C, G, C, G, C, D sharp. Just because it's intonated for that tuning. Turn myself down. Oh, you know what? It's time to intentionally mute myself. That's kind of fun, stepping down like that. I think that's what we're gonna try. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I think that's what we're gonna try. I don't have the right track armed. Also, I think I have something. I can delete some of these. Let's clean up. Yeah, you know, I love screamo that does a little bit of noisy and a little bit of melodic as well. Somewhere in between the two is kind of the best. I'll take it. It's a little slow, but we could just up the tempo at a later date. It's a classic kind of like open with octaves, screamo riff. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna need another one. I think I'm turning off the phaser. I did accidentally insert a tom. That's fixable though. Where's this go? Whoops. Maybe just a step above it? We'll figure out what to do with that final variation in a second. I think this calls for like a little bit of an emo violency feel in the drums, something that follows that rhythm. Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be hard to top that first intro riff. I'm also like, I can only get more tired and cranky from here out, so. I'm recording over myself. Yeah, something like that. Maybe switch it up there. I played that pretty sloppy, but we can fix it. I started way too far back. Oops. I'm not looking at the ledger lines. That's pretty good. Just lining everything up, you know. I'm typing them on my keyboard like a loser. I didn't want to set everything up. I didn't get that far when I was setting up for the stream. I got frustrated trying to figure out OBS, and then once I got that done, I was like, all right, let's just hit record. I'm going to devote way too much time to making this drum beat sound cooler, but it's only in service of trying to dress up what's otherwise maybe not the most interesting riff. It's not total garbage, but you know, if your guitar part's not perfect, maybe the drummer can help you out. And I'm helping myself out right now. I wish I was better at kind of narrating what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just dragging everything so it's aligned and in time. If you don't know what in time is supposed to look like, you can also just drag it until it sounds good. It's going to take some time to figure that out. You can learn eventually. I think a lot of people, I've made a video about this too, that a lot of people ask me about how to program drums, and I took classes on how to like transcribe music, how to write stuff that looks like this and whatnot, you know, when you're trying to illustrate a part to somebody. But you don't really need to do that, and truthfully, like, I don't really think in terms of music theory actively while I'm writing stuff. If someone asks me to explain something, I might go back and be like, oh, it's like this, but you know, it's not like my brain instantly goes to that. Maybe we'll just... Ooh. Let's split this here for time's sake. Loop this. I'm just gonna fix this by replaying it. What was this? I gotta turn myself up. Oh, that's right. Try that. It's kind of boring, but sometimes boring is okay. Didn't play it perfect. Oh, I also didn't have the track arm, so nothing happened. Oh yeah, touche more for sure. I could see that big time. All right, let's loop this. Keep it cranking. Stick these two together. I muted myself. Stick this together. That just happens sometimes for the record. When I click over to a new track. Maybe there's a way to stop it, but I'm not very coordinated. Yeah, so I think if I were to go back and now that I'm at this point and I've got kind of like my verse or whatever riff figured out, I'd probably bump the tempo up. If I do that now, it's going to sound all weird, though. I don't know if I want it to sound weird. Some of these are finding the new tempo and others not. Oof. There we go. I realized I just made this quieter, so maybe I do need a new track here. Because this needs to be quieter at the beginning. That's it. Dynamics, folks. Dynamics are helpful. Oh yeah, I might hard pan. I mean, it's panned pretty aggressively right now. I don't know about all the way. Yeah, push it over a little bit more. What was this? 25. 25 is pretty big. Pretty big pan. 30, 30. don't think that riff is cool enough to repeat it more than twice. It's barely cool enough to be played twice. Yeah, I think when they came back, which kind of makes sense because it was like 20 years later, they were a little bit more well practiced, and they really put their whole heart and soul into that one big time. I remember everyone kind of freaking out when that record came out. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool record. Try to work something kind of dancey back in after that, maybe, so that we can call back to our intro. I don't have a track jumped. Not jumped. Armed. I was reading the chat. What's up, Caleb? Right, throwing an arpeggio at the end of this thing. I could arpeggiate it the second time. Is that what you meant? Just like a little alternate arpeggio? Yeah, I'm Chicago based. Playing a show tomorrow at Empty Bliss. Come through. Got the wrong track armed, playing the wrong thing. Oh, cool, yeah. You know, we just played a show in the Bloomington on our last swing out. I'd love to come to Indy sometime, too. It's on my list. Healer. I think I know some folks that book Healer. I gotta look at my hands while I do this. Not quite. One more time. I think that's okay. It wasn't exactly what I meant to play, but we'll call it good. Yeah, interesting. That's a cool little effect. Yeah, maybe. We could do like an alternating thing maybe. I don't know why the Chicago scene is doing so well these days. I mean, if you talk to a lot of people in Chicago, they'll tell you that it's completely dead. So I don't know. I've only lived here for 4 or 5 years. So post pandemic, and I guess there used to be even more stuff prior to that. So it's always been a big scene for music, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to move here, because I'm from Connecticut and I lived in rural New England for a long time, and there's a lot of people who play music there too, but it's not quite as at your fingertips for sure. Yeah, Inward Heel, those people are really nice. We were supposed to play a show with them and they had to drop it, which was a huge bummer, but I'd still love to do that. I mean, we did play a show with them, but we were supposed to play a show with them in Indiana, in Bloomington. But we played with them when they came to Chicago. I think maybe we'll alternate here. That arpeggio. Is that gonna work? Let's try that again. Part of it's just the real estate, you know, to get political about it for a second too. It's a lot cheaper to live here than it is to live in a lot of other big American cities. Is that crazy jarring? Could I even play that? It's tricky. There we go. It's possible. I would have to practice that a fair amount, but it is playable. Have I always played this style of music? Yeah, I mean, not since obviously there was a time when I didn't know what screamo was. So as a small child, no. Let's see. When did I start really trying to write screamo guitar? Probably. Oh yeah, no, I'm not worried about the shame whatsoever. I don't have the patience to like play it perfectly. I just wanted to make sure it is possible to play it. I think I was probably 19. I think it was after my freshman year in college. I lived on campus, and we had this house that belonged to the school, and we were supposed to have a roommate in the final bedroom, but they didn't show up. I think they dropped out or something, and so we just had an empty room for maybe like a semester until they moved someone else in there. And I would just put my amp in the middle of the room, in the empty room, and my guitar, and I'd get home from class, and I would just play for like hours at like full volume. I'm sure it annoyed the shit out of everybody in the neighborhood. I'm sure it was really, really loud. I like that. That's cool. How does this one go again? Should I just do one guitar and then the second one they... Maybe. Whoops. Here we go. Wow. Let's arm this instead of this. I think that'll do. Am I gonna add vocals? It's 9:00 p.m. If I start screaming in my apartment, they probably will call the police on me. I wish though, that would be cool. Maybe I like whisper scream with lots of distortion, but yeah, exactly. All right. I'm gonna try and take the crash out. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. I clean that up, it'll sound better. If not, we'll try something else. If it sounds like garbage after I fix all the timing issues. Yay, timing issues. Everybody's favorite to watch. Lining everything up. We're cranking at this point. We're making good progress. Been an hour and a half. I'm satisfied with where we are. We're about a minute in. I think, you know, if I can make it another 30 seconds, we got a song. I think a minute 30 is plenty long for a screamo tune. Should we listen back to what we have? Drums are the most painstaking to go back and fix, but as long as you get a rudimentary idea of the feel down. That's pretty wonky, but I actually really like it. So we're definitely keeping this. How many times do I want to do this? Not muting myself. Not that many times, but more than the current number of times. E-kits. Yeah, E-kits are nice to have in the house so you can play quietly, relatively quietly, because everyone still has to listen to the click, click, clack, clack, click, click, clack, clack noise, right? But like, it's quieter than playing drums at home. I had one for a while and I didn't take it with me when I moved. It was a really, really cheapo, like single piece E-kit from Yamaha where like all of the pads were laid into like a plastic housing. And, it worked for like if I was trying to just come up with an idea and I didn't want to get my kid out or it was really late at night. Yeah, there was a period of time where I did not have a working computer. I was in grad school wildly enough too, and I would just make demos on my phone back then in GarageBand, and it worked pretty well. Didn't sound too bad. All right. So the chord that we're playing here is like a, I got an armature. There we go. Maybe something simple like that. Just for a final variation. I think I'm going to play something more varied on the other side over that. It's a C, G, C, G, C, D sharp. Oh, I need musical typing. I'm just... Oops. Oops. You can tell I'm starting to run out of energy. I'm leaving stuff. I think maybe we want crash, actually. Whoops. It's starting to happen more and more frequently. I'll take it. Should turn my AC down. It's pretty hot in here. I'm starting to sweat. It didn't get that hot today. It's been raining a lot in Chicago. I wasn't here actually, but it's been raining a lot here, so it hasn't been that hot, I guess. It did absolutely pour yesterday. I got like several inches of rain, I think. Yeah. I like another octave part, probably. Opposite, my guy. Oh, I got my phasers up here. Is that on here still too? I hope not. No. I was about to say I don't hear it. I gotta blow my nose real quick. We're back. Hot tip, you gotta arm the tracks before you record them. Thank you, yeah. I like this thing I'm working on right now too a lot. This middle riff I'm not so attached to. If I were to, spend more time on this, I'd probably delete that and find something else to go in between the two. But we're almost approaching 2 hours here, and I want to try and finish this at some point tonight. Yeah, I'm satisfied enough. Yeah, I mean this. I had no idea what it was going to be like to try and write a whole song on stream, so it was worth giving it a shot. I don't think I've completely embarrassed myself. I just realized that I have to add in another phrase of this because it doesn't repeat 4 or 3 times. Cut. Oops. Wait. I'm going to put my guitar down for a second. Oh, it's just artifacts. Cut this part here, move this over, loop this. My favorite screamo show I ever saw. Ooh, well, it would be selfish to say it was a show I played, I guess. But I think the most fun I ever had at a screamo show was one that I played in my first band ever. It's actually kind of a crazy story, and it also involves the cops being called. I was living in Vermont at the time and played this house show, some other punk bands in Brattleboro, Vermont, and like right before we were supposed to go on, I think, some cops showed up. And not just like, a car with a couple cops in it, like the whole SWAT team showed up and like busted into the house. And I was like, oh no, like something terrible is about to happen. And they were like, we think what they thought had happened was that this person who had just stabbed somebody down the street had run into the house. And they were looking for him, and we managed to persuade them that this guy was not there. Like, we all knew each other. There wasn't that many people at this show, probably like, 20 something, 30 something. So we were like, look, everybody here knows each other, and the guy that you're looking for isn't here. So they were like, okay, well, that's fine, I guess. We're still gonna look for him. So they told everybody that they had to stay inside because they were gonna get like attack dogs to like search the whole property. Anyway, he was hiding in like a lumber yard across the street the whole time, and they found him like later that night, which I think it was a hate crime. So that guy sucks. But the show was really, really cool. It was just like a really, really fun time. Everybody stayed because the cops made everybody stay, and it was super high energy. I remember like the walls were like sweating because people were just moving around so much. But if I had to pick one that I'd seen, as opposed to playing, that's a bit of a harder question, I think. Does it have to be like a show that like only screamo bands played at? Because like honestly, growing up, that wasn't super commonplace. I did get to see Dreamwell last year, and they really blew me out of the water. I was very impressed with their performance. So maybe that show. Ooh, or Islet one time. That was really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Probably Islet. I think Islet's like the coolest band I've ever seen live. Just from a matter of personal taste. The guitarist in that band went on to be the guitarist in Misha, right? I just did a cover last month. Yeah, it's cool that they got back together and they're doing shows now. Or maybe they were together the whole time, but they're more active now. How much song do we have? A minute and 19. I think we're approaching our last riff, and then I'll try and quickly lay down some bass under this. I'm thinking probably breakdown. Breakdown time. Let's give it a big old breakdown right at the end. Yeah, this is a breakdown Skramz band for sure. Oh, someone asked what bands I was in. And I completely ignored it. My first project was called Wrestle Crow. That was with a band called Wrestle Crow. Yeah, thanks for coming in. And then after that, I was in a band called Excrucis, and then my current project, Valacia. I played in a bunch of other projects that never really saw the light of day or were just extremely short-lived or now go by another name, and I wasn't really in them when they were writing the material that they put out, so I can't really claim that. But yeah, those are kind of the three ones that I actually like wrote and recorded music with and played out with. So yeah, Wrestle Crow, Ex Crucis, and Valatia. Oh, and Mira Corpora, I just recorded a record with them on drums. That was fun. Looking forward to that coming out. I actually still have not listened to the mixes, so probably do that after I finish streaming. Thank you. Yeah, I think if I were to actually take the song seriously, it would need some revising, but I'm not wholly dissatisfied by any means. I think it sounds pretty good. I think maybe something slower. Good to arm your tracks, folks. I don't know, something like that. Oops. Drop my pick too. Let's try this again. I like the second time I played it better, so I'm just gonna loop that for time. Should I just grab this too? I think maybe. It's a little silly. It's a little cookie cutter. Oops. Let's just do the crash first. Copy that over. Man, oh man. Not super satisfied with that. All right, for the sake of time, I think I'm going to just call this satisfactory, but I would probably give it a second pass if I wasn't 2 hours into a stream right now. But you get the point. So let's just round this off, and I'll grab my bass and try and lay down some bass tracks, and then we'll call it a good evening. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's definitely like a great start for sure. Like I said, if I were to take this like more seriously, I'd probably fix some of the stuff that I'm not super satisfied with, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm muted again. I think I'm gonna end it on something kind of like just a little tom fill to the end with like nothing. It's just gonna end it kind of abruptly. What timing are we at now? It's almost 1 minute and 40 seconds. It's ages long for a screamo song. So yeah, just at the ending here. All right, cool. I'm gonna play it back while I grab the bass. I think I'm pretty satisfied with the way this arrangement works, though. Okay. Yeah, again, I'll take it. I'm not super enamored. The structure is kind of a little weird in spots. Very fixable. This could be a real song. A little bit more time. So I'm making a little bass amp sim here. Probably not in tune. Probably not in tune at all. Again, good to arm your tracks. I think that sounds fine. I want something kind of like that. Heck yeah. One and done. I think I'm gonna loop this. Just a big open there. I think I might need to stick on that one root. It's a little too harmonically crazy. Looks good to me. Oops. Deleting two things when I meant to delete one. Sounds good to me. I'm not making amazing bass line choices. I'm making the... And I've muted myself again. I'm making the fastest bass line choices, folks. Sounds good to me. You gotta amber your track though. Yeah, I could use some power chords too. I thought about that while I was doing that last part. I was like, maybe power chords instead. Maybe I'll switch it up. Too high. Pretty farty. Thank you. Maybe this song will have no bass power chords, but that is definitely an option. Yeah, I think so. I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, I would consider this finished enough to show to my fellow bandmates if I was in a project with somebody and I was trying to write something for him. I imagine that the bass player, who is most likely more talented than I, would write something cooler. Hopefully. Should we listen to it and you can all give me your final critique? And drop any more questions you have in the chat while I'm at it. Yeah, I think if I were to spend more time with it, I would probably go back and write a cooler breakdown. But it does the job of indicating what my idea is, which is to do something heavy there right at the end. And I think that's good enough. Yeah, thank you. I think it works pretty well. Yeah, thank you. I think it rips. I don't know if I'll make too many more changes. Yeah, maybe the breakdown, this bit here in the middle too, this part is like not wowing me as much as well. If I'm being self-critical. So I would probably go back and try and rework that section. The intro part I think is really cool. You might hear a song from me in the future that's got some of that worked in. That part's really cool too. Yeah, maybe I'll make it a regular thing. Maybe I'll come back to this. If I really wanted to torture myself by like revising something I've written on stream. Yeah, that's pretty cookie cutter. I think all things considered, that would be my highest priority. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like writing vocals. I'm really not much of a vocalist, though. I'm flattered that people would want to hear my attempt at screaming along with this. But I really cannot scream. I was struggling to shout loud enough to be heard while we were working on something earlier today at practice, and I had to count it out while people were playing it. Not much of a vocalist. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's about 9:50 p.m. I think we've been at it for like almost 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It seems like a pretty good stopping point. Yeah, thanks for subbing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I really enjoy making these videos when I have the time. I'm sorry I haven't had as much time recently. It's really only because I've been doing other musical stuff, which is also exciting. And I don't know. I wish that I could keep this up with as much frequency and intensity as kind of when I initially started out. But I'll definitely keep making videos, and I'll try and keep doing at least 3 or 4 a month, including a cover. And yeah, maybe switching to stream would be the better choice, because then, you know, I don't even have to really worry about like editing or anything. It's just like a finished product as soon as I hit record. For sure. And I'll probably give people more warning in the future. Truthfully, like I didn't know if this was going to work out tonight or not, because I got home and ate dinner, and then I sat down and like kind of dedicated myself to actually figuring out how OBS would work. And it took a little bit of time. It took longer than I thought it was going to. But if you're looking to do this yourself and you own a Mac, I learned that Black Hole is the way to go if you're trying to get your audio to work properly. I think that's the real problem. But yeah, highly recommend Black Hole. It took me all of like 3 minutes to get everything running once I downloaded that app. Every other thing that people suggest is a terrible idea by comparison. The first like 3 or 4 things I tried didn't work at all. Yeah, I have a show tomorrow in Chicago. It's at Empty Bliss. We have a show on August 30th as well. With was it I Have No Love for Men Like You and Male and someone else. Should I look at the flyer? Ooh, my frame rate though. I don't even know if I can open Instagram right now. It's chugging. Everything's chugging. Oh yeah, Our Shared Past is on that bill too. Yeah, so on the 30th, Our Shared Past, Male, I Have No Love for Men Like You. It's at One City Tap. Tomorrow I'm playing an Empty Bliss with Tenue and Iwan and Satsuma. And also Portraits of the Past is playing in Chicago tomorrow. So if you have $40 to spare, which is quite a lot of money. Maybe you could go see that too. Seems like a lot for a show, but they're big, so I kind of get it. Otherwise, like, Be Well is nice chatting with everybody. It's nice writing a song. I mean, maybe I'll just upload this somewhere. I don't know. I think maybe I'll make a Discord at some point if I have the time for it. I'm not entirely certain whether I'm gonna do that or not. It's a kind of its own project in and of itself, and I'd have to like moderate it to some extent, which I don't love the idea of doing. So maybe reach out if you want to help out with that. That would be really cool. No pressure, obviously. Okay, y'all. Nice chatting with you. Have a good night.